in this way. Sure.
Y'all cheers.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah. It's the clink of the glass and all that. It's love for everybody in the house today. It is a Thursday night. We are in Sacramento, California. We are live. I am Sheldon. He is Jahan. This is the Harmony Lounge, and this is no joke tonight. What you hear in the background? I wish we could crank that up a little bit louder.
Oh, I'm gonna crank it up.
Okay.
This is just for us to know what we're going with.
Hey, listen, we got up and coming artists straight out of the town, Old Town. Yeah. All black over there. What's up, all black? Little Bear in the middle. That is my nephew, by the way. That's family sitting right there. We got super producer Spence Stevens right here with us tonight. We're gonna have some fun with these young brothers, finding out what they know about music, what they know about weed, and all the stuff that they got planned for us tonight. And plus, we're just gonna be promoting y'all music and living it up a little bit. Yeah,
We're 81 episodes in, and it's about damn time that we enjoyed the lounge part of the Harmony Lounge.
Absolutely. So we invited Lil Bear Rubber Band, my nephew, and he brought along All Black and Spencer along with him. Came out and just lounged with us while we kind of like spit through these news stories and stuff, and they gonna join in with us. Hang out with us. They don't get too much into politics and all that stuff, but we will, because we got to talk about this Comey thing today. It's crazy.
We got them enough drink and enough smoke to maybe get them political, which is pretty much what you have to do.
But what's really important is what these young men are doing, and we're going to talk about everything going on in their young careers right now. Make sure that you get a chance to really understand where they're coming from, and make sure that you pass them along to everybody that you know, because that's what it's all about here.
Do that to you.
Right. Yeah. So okay, let's get to this topic because I really want to get to the fellas. We got to talk about Comey and the firing. This whole thing is. Have you been keeping up with this?
I mean, it's impossible not to, right? It's on everything. I don't think anybody can go anywhere without hearing some opinion on.
Right now, it is
on the head of the FBI being fired.
It is so ridiculously convoluted right now. There's just so much going on with it. Right, I can't. Anyway, we're gonna get to that and try to breeze through it as quickly as possible. Vermont is now legal through legislation.
Yes.
We've heard that before. Legislation and legality is not anything new, but it's something a little bit different that happened with Vermont, which is of course Bernie's stomping grounds, Vermont. So we're going to talk about that. Delaware is making moves towards legalization. We're going to tease a story. Yeah, Delaware.
It's always surprising.
That's up towards New York, right?
Right. Yeah.
How surprising is it to hear of like good anything from Delaware?
Yeah.
Squares.
It's gonna have to be
Exactly.
Delaware.
I was looking at their logo, and it's kind of like he was saying, kind of square. It was all this colonial type stuff, and it's
just
like,
even saying Delaware takes it back like 50 years.
Yeah.
Delaware.
Delaware. But at least they're getting weed together in Delaware, so you got to give them something.
Make it happen.
That's the good news. On this show, every episode, we at least get to go, well, at least this place is having
Hey, man, get y'all some warehouses, man, some good ventilation and all that, and you be all right. You know what I'm saying? Get you some LED lights.
You'll survive the administration with some LEDs.
Saving that energy, right?
Definitely.
Exactly.
I love the LEDs.
Get some Snoop Dogg rolling paper. Shout out Uncle Snoop, boy. Shout out Uncle Snoop.
Snoop, you're also welcome to come anytime.
Oh, yeah, man.
Anytime you can bring
pull up Sac Town.
I just went on 3 weeks ago. Was that 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I just went Uncle Snoop 3 weeks ago.
Man.
His compound.
And
shout out all black.
How
and
dare
shiny.
you for not introducing him?
Bro, was it?
We have to ask you a little bit about that. Because I really do want to know who your influences are and who you've been in contact with. And you gotta be able to give shots to whoever you want to. We're gonna tease a story we're gonna talk about when we come back, possibly Sunday, possibly Tuesday, because Sunday's Mother's Day, and we may or may not make it, but.
Everybody here has mothers, so we're all just debating on whether or not we're
and my mother is his grandmother, so and it's all good. So
hi, Mom.
at least on Tuesday, when we come back on Tuesday, if we don't come back on Sunday, we're going to talk about weed and the elderly because some new information came out. We knew that weed was kind of helping with dementia, but not really helping. I mean, kind of helping with Alzheimer's, but not really helping with dementia.
Yeah,
Things might have changed a little bit. So we're gonna find out.
We definitely forget things enough as stoners to kind of wonder where this helps the brain. But getting news like this is always nice.
Yeah.
You know, there's hope for us.
But again, we got all black. We got Little Bear Rubber Band. We got Spencer here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Spencer Stevens, the master producer. I heard like 15 seconds of his cuts, and I was in love.
Appreciate
Oh,
it.
I'm serious. I was just
Spencer
like,
Stevens.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, Spencer. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's nice and clean.
You can
You
hear
know,
Bay
you know,
Area
it's good.
right away, and the production's clean.
Yeah, bro. You got to be up in the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area, and you just can't be no slouch coming from Oakland, man.
Right.
You just cannot be no slouch.
Yeah.
Like I got to ask you a question already. You
Oakland
said you've
shoes
been
on slouches.
into music since you were about 7 years.
5.
5.
5.
And you started when you were a baby too, and you done had your hands on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Man, see
That's how you have to do it.
let that be a lesson to you. I mean, if you got that love for it, don't let it go. Just keep going. Everybody's in their early 20s right now.
Yeah, how old are we across the board here?
So y'all vets already. Y'all been in the music for the last
21,
15 years.
I'm 25, Charlie Garner.
So
Shout out to Red.
you're the elderly amongst
Yeah,
them.
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah, they say when you make it to see 25, you're OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all basically like 2 years apart. So it's me 21, him 23, I'm 23.
There you go.
It's
I
crazy.
guess I've been an OG a couple of times.
Now you're an antique. You're an antique.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll go ahead and take that. I was just remember the
swear out
window
your
somewhere,
OG.
maybe somebody
Being
can see
antique,
the money
too.
for me or something like that. Being an antique and all. Let's get on to this. The Burlington Free Press, we wrote this one. Vermont legislature becomes the first to approve legal marijuana. Now, I was telling you that that's not a big deal about the legislature doing. The big thing about this is that Vermont is the first state to have both chambers of the legislature. So they want to get high, I guess. The story comes out of Montpelier. And by the way, again, this is Bernie Sanders' home state.
Gotta love it.
So Bernie is pro-cannabis. It was a 79-66 vote in the Vermont House of Representatives. So despite the support
They got as many votes as his age. Isn't he 79?
Exposed.
that was the whole point of getting to that number.
They would have had like a 95. They were like, no, let's keep
I
it.
would have
Let's
expected
keep
it
it
to
for
be
Bernie.
more, but 79-66, I'll go ahead and take that. I mean, a win is a win.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So
Give it to Bernie.
And now that was in the House of Representatives. It had already passed the Senate in Vermont, and then now it's got to go to the Republican governor, Phil Scott. I brought up Republican, but the thing is about Phil Scott is a Republican, but party is starting to make no difference in this thing right now because everybody. I mean, Republicans are kind of a little bit slower getting to it, but it's starting to pick up steam a little bit. They're really starting to get involved in this and trying to legislate and get laws on the books to help. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I wanted to chime in. I just moved from like a little resident I was living at, and I dedicated one room to growing and stuff like that. But I wanted to do some research before I did it all or whatever.
Right.
But
Slow there.
what I figured out was that it's just a recycle. Like a cycle. Repeating of history. Weed was been legal in the United States at a point in time, but it's always because of a war about to approach or something like that,
Exactly.
economic reasons.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's all to suit somebody else.
So when we discuss this, none of this really surprised me. Like when you talk about Delaware, when you talking about this, like the first place weed was ever legal was in the South, where they had jazz music and they was in for real.
They were hemp farmers.
Period. Yeah, no, for real. It was legal. It was legal in the South. The first place it was ever legal, I think it was about the 1940s, I believe, or something around that time.
Just after the 1930s, for sure.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so none of this surprises me. It's all gonna pass through or whatever, and it's gonna be a phase, and we're gonna get it. But it's just a new age. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because so Governor Scott, I mean, he's not really against weed. I mean, he's Republican. He kind of has the idea that I think it's a safety concern. But like you were saying, here's the thing: weed has got to become like a fair trade item.
Period.
Yeah.
Kind of like milk
Across the board.
and bread.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff. The main reason why they want to legalize is because neighboring states around them are starting to legalize. That's why Delaware is stepping up and saying, why should we have all these tax dollars going on?
They
Or
pass
cheese
it
or
through.
something like that. It don't make no sense, does it?
The trickle the trickle down effect is really big here. You're not going to look at another state and go, all right, we're gonna buy weed from you at twice the
Trickle
price,
down,
and
Just
and
for you to
not
drive a
have
couple
any
miles
tax
over here?
revenue. Yeah,
trickle down effect / domino effect.
yeah, domino
Exactly.
effect.
Exactly.
Domino
They're getting knocked
effect's
down
actually
one
better,
by one
because the
across the board.
Republicans fucked up trickle down. So we'll go with domino effect.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying that again. People are hip to it. So anyway, we're gonna get to that too. So if the governor go ahead and sign into law, he actually can do a couple of things. He can veto it, and that's the only thing that will really kill it. He can leave it alone, and it's gonna fall into law some other kind of way, or he can just sign it and say, okay, yeah, it's law. So he does that. They get a 9-member commission. They're gonna figure out the best way to regulate and tax it, of course. The law will go into effect for the state of Vermont in July 1st, 2018. Adults can have up to an ounce. You can have 2 plants at home if all this
Damn.
passes. Again, they're not shy about saying that they're looking at Maine, they're looking at Massachusetts, and they're saying they're over there making all this money, and now our money is actually leaving our state, and everybody's still smoking, and they're coming back over with the weed, and they just left all the money over there. And
This is like a running theme on the
Everybody
It
needs
is.
to be like Nevada, unlimited. Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
You get to Nevada, it's unlimited.
I mean, the ordinances that are in
Yeah,
each
that's
state,
probably.
they're all basing it off what the most conservative person in charge thinks they're okay with letting happen to their state.
Right.
You know, so they're not doing anything based on what any of us who smoke weed, who are in the industry, who care about the progression of it would do. They're just like, well, I think 2 plants is enough, so that makes sense to me.
Thing. I'm a humanist, so like all these laws and all like it really doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? It's all just an illusion. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. So like when it comes really down to it, it's like we're on Earth. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say this part of Earth can't do what you can do in this part of Earth? You know what I'm saying? So like it's all and to think that people actually go by this and let this actually it needs to be overthrown.
The only issue with that sentiment is that not everybody is as stoned as we are in this room. Because if they were, that would be
Right.
Hey, you're right.
It's like see,
Cause
you know what I'm saying?
I'm over here like a little bear for president. He said that, I'm like,
Right.
that's the whole
He's getting political here.
Overthrow it. Overthrow while you following by this. Like you have to be insane. Like I'll be so geeked. I don't even care. I'd be like I'll be
There's
riding
so
the
many other things to worry about. Just like on with yourself.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Spencer real quick. I mean, when you got into production, what really attracted you to get to start producing instead of? I mean, had you ever performed before? Did you used to rap anything?
No, I used to produce for fun. Starting off, just for
It's just your
you know,
thing.
just my thing. Exactly. And just learning Mac computers and messing around at school. That's
So production's Mac based entirely, pretty much.
for me.
Yeah,
Not for everybody, but
not for
me.
everybody. I could see him grinning.
But see, well,
You
see,
know.
It's
With
all
this-
around
with
the board.
this Windows.
I deal with it on the Mac now.
Yeah,
I started off on the desktop.
I've
bro.
done Windows. I've done Windows as well.
okay, but real computer people use
Right,
Mac.
you gotta use your Mac. It's just because it's real user friendly. If you want to just go real, make a beat and it's
The Harmony Lounge is
Steve
probably
Jobs.
sponsored by Microsoft. Probably sponsored by Microsoft Surface right here.
Shout out Windows.
No. We all have.
He's got 2 iPhones.
We all Apple up in here. When did you know that you could do it all, Black? I mean,
Just
seriously,
has an
when did you know that you could do what you do because you're great at what you do? So when did you really kind of know?
I'm gonna come clean. I still don't know.
So yeah,
This
no,
music-
that's
this music-
that's real talk.
That's probably how you know.
This,
it.
No,
this
that's
music
real talk.
is a diary to me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care if I ever sold a record. I have a story to tell, and I'm not hopping off wax till I'm done.
Yeah.
And this reminds me to the only job that I ever had, ever. I was 15 years old.
Right.
And I was working at Great America.
Mhm.
And I got my first check just probably like 2 weeks in.
That's the theme park, right?
Yeah, the theme park, Great
Oh
America.
shit.
So I was in the food service, and he used to come. This is my real cousin. He used to come up here with all his uncles. He used to come up there, and they used to, win all the basketballs and stuff like that. And they came up in the Trooper with 115 subwoofer, slapping his first song.
Huh.
Man,
I
on the
was-
phone.
Made on the phone.
Yeah.
Made on the sidekick. I used to record my
And-
songs on the sidekick.
and I was so-
You recorded your phone on one of those flip around T-Mobile sites.
Exactly. I used to like play the beat in the
Yes.
background.
Well,
That's
was
a-
that the one you had the
that's
video just
open
walking
as
by the
shit,
railroad
right?
tracks? Was that the one?
No,
Or
this
that
was
your
way before that.
Way
I was
before
like
that.
12
Wow.
years
I was
old, like
14.
11, like
Wow.
11, 12
So when
years old.
Sidekick-
That was just a couple of years ago.
When the
Yeah,
Sidekick
yeah,
beats
yeah,
came
that.
up slapping in the 15, you heard that and you were like,
He was bapping, and I'm just like, oh, I was so juiced, right? So I leave. If you know what Santa Clara is,
were you extra juiced because you knew him and you were like, that's dope, or did you not?
No, it was like, this my little cousin, and I'm just like, he's speaking Spanish. Like, he this young, he's speaking Spanish. Like, nobody's rapping around us. Everybody outside in the field.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm juiced, I'm all turned up. I catch Bart all the way to Oakland. I get in the dice game, get hit for my whole first paycheck. I never went back to work. I said, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
yeah, you want to do that.
I want to do that. And I
And you
didn't pick it
still,
up.
I like the way you think because you keep. That's the way Miles Davis thought. He
Yeah.
was constantly pushing the music past himself. He's like, I'm not just gonna settle right here. There's more for me to say. Like you said, you got that story.
Yeah.
There's more for you to say, and it's not that I just like settled on doing a certain thing a certain way.
I never.
You know, it's like life has got to be fluid. It's got to be moving, and that's what you want in your music.
Yeah.
I know all three of you can relate to that.
You definitely both look the part. You both
Thank
you. I appreciate
definitely have the
I got some
rap-
Shaw show me.
rapper
Oh, yeah.
vibes what's going on.
I appreciate you. I mean,
And you look like a producer.
yeah. He don't say
No
much. He
offense.
ready to
That's
go.
I mean,
That's
my man's all
timeless.
cool and reserved. He's just chill.
No, he
He's
definitely
thinking
has
thinking
that
about
OG
cuts and beats.
demeanor.
You
in
should
the
see us in the club. You should see us in the club. Like every time we about to perform, he just standing behind there, he
Ready.
looking at everything,
Ready, on go.
he making sure
Analyzing
and we
everything.
jumping off
Yeah.
the walls.
Yeah,
We like
yeah.
knocking projectors down.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
giant,
it gets
like,
wild.
sponge.
Listen,
It gets
what,
wild.
I mean, we can go all the way back. What would Run DMC be without Jam Master?
Hey,
Period.
hey,
Absolutely.
check it out. Check it out.
If he wasn't keeping it tight,
Yeah.
Right.
they wouldn't be tight.
Shout out
period.
Adidas for keeping Run
Yeah,
DMC
see?
fresh.
Hello.
For keeping them
And
fresh.
Dre without Death Row.
Oh, yeah.
Dre kicking off Aftermath.
Yeah.
And shout out to
Where's the
everybody.
rest
You
of
know,
the road?
it's a no man is an island, right?
Yeah.
No man is an island. You got to have people.
Hey, say that again out loud.
What?
Where is who?
Where is everyone else besides it? Dre's just killing it now.
Billion dollar man. Billion dollar
I
man.
was hoping to whisper that one across.
Nah. Now
I
I'm
didn't
pulling
really want
cards.
to throw heated
I had to
rest
pull
there.
that card. I mean, it's facts. It's facts.
The producer always does the best. It's
Come
just
on,
what
man.
it
You
is.
can't run from the truth.
Hey, listen, I want to hit you with what's going on in Delaware weed scene right now. It's kind of a trip, and they got the story. Delaware introduced the cannabis had this one, by the way. Delaware introduces marijuana legalization, but many critics remain. I'm sure those critics have got to be on both sides of the issue because it's legalization. It allows 21 or older to possess up to a zip, but you can't grow at home.
An ounce.
And that's
for
kind of
those
like.
that don't know what it
So
is.
like, where do you
That's
get it
it.
from? Or like,
Slang
It's
terms
kind of-
over there.
zip.
yeah, not for real.
That's the crib. I love that.
Yeah, that's home. Yeah, that's home.
That's home.
That's home. Yeah,
This is a very comfortable episode of the Harmony.
Yeah, this is
So
We're
they
actually
had
going to
a-
weigh out a zip later. Don't
They
worry
had a
about it.
10-2 vote in Delaware. They had this vote in the House of Revenue and Finance Committees, which means the first people going after this weed are the ones that count all the money.
Yeah.
And it makes a whole lot of sense for them to do that because they don't know how much they're going to be. The retail price for an ounce is going to be, but they already know it's going to be $50 tax, excise tax
Period.
on every
Yeah.
ounce.
Period.
They already know that they're going to have 40 shops. They already
my
know
God.
they're going to have 75 cultivation sites. They already got application fees from $5,000 to $10,000, and they know that they're going to be re-upping those fees.
And-
Somebody
Every
just
year.
smoked
Every
it.
2 years.
We're talking about 263 to 275 an ounce.
Nah, that means nobody's rolling up.
The best
off
part
the
about
rug.
this is they're going to give 75 cultivation permits. Right?
Yeah.
Of that 75,
Uh-huh.
I'll guarantee Delaware I don't know any statistics for Delaware.
Mm.
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say there's at least a few million people in that place, right?
Yeah.
Of a few million
We can-
people,
we
I'm
can
going to say
look
they're
it
going to
up
get
right now.
thousands of permits, right? Of entries,
Just-
right?
Yeah.
I'll guarantee none of the permit fees are refundable. I'll guarantee that that's the same
They gonna
lightweight
tax their head
embezzlement
off.
that they're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
here,
yeah, definitely.
where they're only going to issue so many permits and they're going to take application fees across the board.
Ain't no
Yeah,
deposit bill.
And you might get approved.
It's pretty much embezzlement. If
Probably.
we did it to anyone, we'd go to jail. But the state's like,
You know what that's called? That's called extortion.
yeah.
Take the what and leave the what?
I think I'd be better if a Jamaican accent hit me with it. It's worse that it's like a bunch of white people yelling at
Oh
you.
my
But
god.
like we were saying, Delaware is one of those states where it's like you would not think that they'd be going anywhere near legalization. And other states like Texas is coming around.
Texas
Virginia-
with it?
Virginia's coming. Yeah, and Texas is decriminalizing,
Yeah.
and they're going to legalize.
I've been planning
It's
to
got,
move down
like
to
I
Texas,
said,
but I'm
eventually
coming.
weed is going to be a fair trade item like milk and crackers and everything else. You just be able to go to the
I'm
store
gonna buy a
and
house for $15,000, and I'm gonna turn it to a farmer on y'all folk, and it's gonna be over.
15,000 will be the nicest house in Texas.
Oh man, our family originates from there.
We got deep roots in Texas.
Deep roots in Texas, like
Oh.
6-acre homes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Likewise, shout out Dime Box, Texas. More Sam's, rest in peace. Bye.
Period.
Dime Box, Texas. Yes.
Period.
Listen,
That was
we're gonna
forward.
keep rolling through this. Oh, I'm not gonna.
You here? You here?
Scientific America. I just wanted to mention this real quick because this is what we're going to be talking about when we come back the next time on the Harmony Lounge because it's kind of important. So, Scientific America, they focus on neurological health. They got this report. Live Science had it too. Yahoo Health had it. Newsweek had it. Marijuana may boost rather than dull the elderly brain. That's a real trip because they were saying that it really was not going to help with dementia patients.
Right.
It was helping with Alzheimer's.
They were like,
patients.
stoners forget things
Yeah.
way too often
But
for
no,
us to help with anything.
they're
No, hit us
saying
with
that-
it. Go with.
They're
What you
saying
got?
that we may restore memory in elderly brains.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Mm.
I had Granny
Mm-hmm. Me too. Go
on
ahead.
a couple Saturdays ago, right?
I tell you my story too.
So I take her to the lake or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And me, I'm a comfortable person, like I'm gonna be myself around whoever. So I'm
Right.
rolling up or whatever, and
Yeah.
so we start walking or whatever, I'm smoking or whatever. So it's not suffocating her, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's not
right.
like she's gonna die, it's just smoking
Right,
the air.
right.
So if I smoke around her or whatever, kid you not, she walked 2 miles that day. My granny has Alzheimer's and dementia, correct?
yeah.
And dementia, correct. So we go to the marina. I get her a snow cone, so on and so forth, or whatever. A bicyclist is coming past us, almost hits me. She grabs me by the arm and says, "Nigeria, come here." That's my government name,
Yeah,
Nigeria.
yeah.
Shit.
So that just tells you she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has Alzheimer's, like final stage, pretty much. You might as well say.
Yeah.
She remembered my name, Nigeria. You know how many teachers you know how many of my girls that, so can't remember my name?
But we
My
understand.
granny that has dementia.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're saying they were saying to stay away from it. Now they're saying we need.
So,
we need-
so are
we
you
need-
saying
we
that
need
her
to run-
walking with you that day and
I was smoking.
the weed that was just wafting around her was hitting her and it brought
Yeah.
back.
I'll show you the video when I'm smoking with her.
No, I believe you. I'm just putting it together for everybody watching.
Yeah, well,
So were
I'm
you
gonna cook it.
were you kind of like purposefully blowing clouds her way just to see?
Yeah.
Medically
Yeah.
testing it. Okay.
I've
No.
always felt like she should be under some type of weed medication, whether it be a eye drop, ear drop, whatever it may
Yeah,
be.
but when she said came to stay with me for a couple of days, a few months back, I got her some oil.
Yeah, right.
And she was chill.
Dropped
it
You
in
know,
the tea.
I was like, Mom,
Dropped it in her tea.
Yeah, exactly.
Love.
Got it
That's
to
love.
relax.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's love over
That
there.
is
That's
When you're about to
love.
Thank
sneak
you,
drugs
you
into
know.
somebody's shit
Yeah,
just to
thank
make it better.
Now,
Spike Granny.
real quick before we sit down with her, but I guess a little bit more. This popped up a couple of hours before we came in here tonight. It's coming out of New Hampshire, believe it or not, New Hampshire. On the station WMUR Channel 9. New Hampshire Senate votes to decriminalize marijuana. The bill comes back out of the House for approval. Change. They just want to make a little change from an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce. What they're trying to do in New Hampshire is they're trying to say, I don't know, maybe they got bomb weed in New Hampshire, and it varies. I mean,
We want 21 grams
Yeah, I
to
was
be
about to say to
our
get
ounce.
21 grams. It's 21
What does it matter?
21. No.
You know, some
no,
places
no.
like what is it, Maine? It's 2
Yeah,
ounces.
Maine's
but,
2
but we don't know
ounces.
how good the weed is. Maybe they got bomb
Yeah,
weed
our-
in Hampshire,
our running
and
joke
you don't
is
really need
always-
that much. It's
Like I said,
I
go with the
love it.
Nevada
So it's
approach.
cool.
We'll
You'll
let you
win
guys have
every
4
time.
ounces, but
Unlimited.
it's what you
You
can
can
mow
grow
outside.
unlimited. You can
Kaboom.
have
The
unlimited.
stimmy,
It's
the
all
long
good.
stems.
Yeah.
Go with the Nevada approach, and your state will thrive.
There you go.
The
There you
Nevada approach for everything, for gambling, for prostitution.
Come
for
on,
weed,
taxation.
across the
Come
board.
on, no property tax. Let's get with it.
You've seen-
Nevada.
you've seen their pool
Who's
parties.
running Nevada?
Nevada, y'all took all my
Nevada?
money
Nevada's
100 times. Nevada,
I'm
pay
coming for
attention.
you, Nevada.
You took my money 100 times, Reno and Vegas. I'm coming back for
Hey,
that.
and that Mr. Keynes gave me food poisoning over in I ain't even gonna shout him out, but that Mr.
That's
Keynes
like a
gave me food
reverse shout-out.
poisoning. Oh,
Yeah.
for my
That's
jewel
like half a
Oh,
Yelp review.
Look, B is a card puller.
Anyway, listen, in New Hampshire, what they're trying to do with their 3/4 of an ounce versus an ounce is saying that it's common sense marijuana reform. I actually like the language, but for me, it's like any step they take in that direction towards any kind of legalization, because now they're like that's the only beef they got right now is that will it be an ounce or will it be 3/4 of an ounce in New Hampshire? They're gonna have legal weed. So that's a beautiful thing. Decriminalize it in all the states and go ahead and legalize it in all the
We
states.
talk about this all the time too
Come
on the
on,
show.
man.
I don't really care at this point what the progression is for these states. I don't care if it's one giant leap or a baby step. I just like it to fucking happen. You know? I just like
Let's
to hear
start somewhere.
I like to hear
Yeah.
places I'd never go to because they normally suck to me and I can't take weed. I'd like to hear that those places are at least letting the weed happen, so
okay,
maybe
yeah,
it
so
won't suck so
shit.
much and I'll go there.
And you could probably get some weed there. You know what I'm saying?
Now I can get weed there. It's a better place.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go to New York and smoke my weed freely. You know what I'm
This is just
saying?
my
You know, I
tourist
wanna hear
platform.
about
I was just in New York. I would have loved to smoke weed freely out there. I did smoke some weed, but it wasn't freely.
Yeah, it wasn't free. Yeah, New York has got some
was
very
controlled.
strange marijuana laws.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Strange.
we got All Black with us today. We got a little bit of Rubber Band with us today. We got Spencer Stevens with us today.
Yes.
Everybody out of my hometown, Oak Town. I love Oakland.
Thank you.
You
for
know,
having
Can
You
I
know,
know why everyone's
I love
nickname
Oakland,
came
huh?
from? What, Lil Bear?
Oh
Black?
man. Okay.
You're Spencer.
That's me.
Your
I'm
mom
gonna
just
kick
likes
it off.
Spencer.
Yeah, my parents, my dad is. I'm a
Okay,
junior.
you start
You're a junior.
Kick it off.
Kick it
I'm
off.
really,
That's
I'm
dope.
really, I'm really third, but I'm Spencer DeWitt Stevens Jr.
What's the middle name again?
DeWitt.
DeWitt?
Yes, because my family
Spelt like DeWitt?
DEWI
double T.
With the double T. Hit you with the double T.
After my granddad, DeWitt LaFar from Texas, Marshall, Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got
Hello.
that family. Yeah,
Let's
we got that
get
family.
it.
Yeah.
Speak some
Okay.
Spanish.
Navasota, Texas. Shout out.
I gotta ask Lil Bear, my nephew. Okay, so you've been at this since you were like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Is that when you really knew this is what you wanted to do? When did you really know that you were gonna like put your foot on the gas and say, I'm not stopping until I get there?
I'm so tapped into my conscience that at an early age I had a lot of epiphanies and had a lot of flashes and signs, to let me know some things or whatever. When I started, I did know. Like it was like right then and there, like, hey, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. But just recently, I started taking the important things seriously, and the things that I was taking seriously before, I let go of those.
Yeah.
And it brought my inner kid out, which may reflected on my art. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, you have the most imagination. You know what I'm saying? But when you get into school, what they tell you, release that and get on these academics or whatever, so you can get a job.
That's that Mac Dre epiphany. You just let go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
And the rest will come to you, period, point
Yeah.
blank. I tell my homeboys all the time, I'm like, bruh, you can chase some money, it's cool, bruh, get your money, you know what I'm saying? But, bruh, don't let the money be the first thing you think about when you wake up, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, nurture yourself, make sure you straight, make sure you got enough water in your system, make sure you They just get into the money, ain't even brushing their teeth in the morning.
Hello?
I don't know some.
Make
See,
sure you
see,
straight.
So tell them.
See, I also know your story. And ours is a true story. I mean, we didn't have that to deal
Edify our listeners. Tell them, Sheldon.
deal with the Oakland in the worst ways. Like one night, June 22nd, 2008. It just went down the wrong way. I lost both my brothers, including his father. But this is the reason why we persevered you know, despite all of that, because a lot of people have lost a lot of folks in Oakland. Let's just be real about it, you know. And everybody been affected by this. I don't know why Fox is putting out another TV show about crack this fall or whatever. Did y'all see that?
Well, crack
Yeah,
is
you
whack.
know what? It's
Fox is putting
it's
out a
some-
TV show
yeah,
about crack.
about crack. It's a show called Snowfall. Stay the hell away from it. It really pisses me off because we're supposed to be like looking back on this and like being like fond memories and all
Like,
that
I
stuff.
would say how
Like-
I feel, but I don't want to get y'all flagged.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
see,
saying?
you know,
But,
it's like-
y'all have a nice day, Fox.
Yeah, they want to take it back to the '80s and all that kind of stuff with and Jeff Sessions.
They don't
and all
make
that kind of-
anything that goes past the season,
No.
anyways.
And you know what?
They're awful.
You know
programming.
how good this show is today. This show is good because these young men in here. But we actually stayed away from talking about Trump, and we're not even going to talk about it.
Good old T.
Yeah,
Rump.
because we were gonna. Because
I don't even say
I
his
said
name
we were
anymore.
gonna talk
He's
about the
T.
whole
Rump.
Comey firing, but that is just too crazy right now. Listen,
The
what about
Comey
you,
fire, the
nigga?
Comey fire, we'll cover a little more as we know more. But
Yeah,
for
as-
now,
as
we're
we
gonna
know
enjoy
more.
ourselves.
It's just
It's an
just
enjoyable
kinda-
episode. I'd
It's-
like Senior Dickhead not to
It's-
really.
He
lean
talks
into
so
this one.
much shit.
I want to be the
fuck
best
with him.
episode y'all ever
It's
have.
crazy.
I want to be the best one.
It's crazy. Who are your influences?
Man, really, my parents.
There you
Oh, Spencer
There you
Senior.
Spencer Senior, Simone
in the
Stevens.
background.
Yeah.
I love hearing when men tout their dad as their main influence.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always refreshing to hear
Yeah.
like really cool,
Yeah.
dope dads that lead you
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. That's what happened.
For real.
And that's what it is.
What'd your dad do?
My dad is medically retired. He has MS.
Okay.
Yeah, he has MS. He's had it since 2004.
Is the cat this patient?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
So how he's made his way through that journey. That's something you really hold true, and you kind of
Most definitely.
use that as
Yeah.
inspiration.
I see why he's so dedicated. I see why he's so dedicated. Let's get it.
Yeah, that makes total sense, man.
I mean,
Everything's accomplishable in the eyes of that.
Shout out Spencer Pops, man.
Yeah,
Big
for
Spence.
sure.
Big Spence.
Big Spence.
Senior Spencer.
He's still making it.
Shout out the whole line.
Oh, Black,
Here.
tell me about your music. I mean, how does cannabis play a role in your music and in your life?
And your nickname, your name.
Which is all one word, all
Oh yeah,
black.
yeah. We all gotta get
So
to that.
one
Yeah,
word,
yeah,
all
I gotta
black.
I
get to
need to know how all these
Don't
names.
fuck-
that. Okay, for sure. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go last for sure.
Shout out to my probation officer, Janice Martin.
Uh,
But I'm high right now because all of the chemicals are in here. But weed got me through so much bullshit. Growing up in the gentrification era,
yeah.
growing up in Oakland with all this police brutality, all this J-Cat shit, that's slang. With all this BS, you know what I mean? When I blow the thrax, it really it puts me in a whole different zone.
I remember him gas mask days in the Bronco. Shout out Granddad, rest in
put me in the
peace.
zone. Like it put me in the zone. It calms a lot down. Instead of being always turned up, always on sticks, always ready to go, or always mad at the world, or
Weed save lives.
yeah, like
Man.
literally,
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
did.
That
It
is profound.
You know what I mean?
And when you
For my
when you have
co-host.
stories of getting really stoned with a gas mask and a
Oh, yeah.
Bronco,
No, gas
In the
mask. Oh, the O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson Bronco.
O.J.
I gotta
Simpson
turn on.
Bronco.
You can't say
You
no.
really?
O.J. Simpson Bronco.
Shout out Granddad, man. That was his Bronco.
Brushing
Yeah.
my head over.
is that
I'm ashy right now.
where all
It's
black
you.
comes from?
No, all black is one word. See, black don't crack.
Oh, that I've heard.
That's that.
It's all one
That I've
word.
heard.
Black don't
It's
crack.
all one
I like
word.
it.
Black don't crack.
You haven't. I think I don't know if the camera, because there's all of us in frame. I don't know if it's zoomed in enough, but you do have really cool tattoos.
You know, I appreciate it. I need some lotion, but I have
He's my inspiration.
I have a
Hey.
giraffe.
That's not for the white guy on the panel.
He's
tonight.
my
That's all
inspiration for this tattoo
Average
shit. I don't got my
right
arms,
here.
but I got my
I
body.
stand tall through it all. This giraffe. This is me.
That's you standing tall. What's this is Georgia?
This G.
Yeah.
I know it's from my homeboy Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Brown. RPG.
Rest in peace,
Oh,
G.
Yeah, but
Period.
I lived in Atlanta and I
Did
stole
you?
their
That's
logo.
where you stole
yeah,
their logo,
I stole
okay.
their logo.
I was like, wow. Did
Definitely.
you?
I'm everywhere with it. You know what I mean? All black, one word. You know what I mean? We in the building. I'm from East Oakland, California. Murder Dubs.
Before I get to my next question to Lil Bear, I wanted to ask you real quick. I mean, what really surprises y'all about being in the business, in this music business right now? What's one of the craziest things that surprised you, Spencer, about being in this business?
The most craziest thing is that you can learn a lot from it and apply it to other businesses.
Ah,
Oaksterdam graduate.
especially like the cannabis industry.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when they're ready for it. But I don't know when the United States is gonna fully be ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, really how I want to get down with it. But
They got. I mean, is everything what you expected, or is it like stuff that just be kind of sneaking up on you that just like God wasn't really expecting that?
With me, I studied the business like to the T, and I've been like intrigued. I was watching Beef at 5 years old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't
Really
heard a call back
figuring out-
to Beef in so long.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Shout out 50 Cent, Tony Yayo.
Maybe the best thing he's ever done besides vitamin water.
Right, Beef.
And the 50
Beef
Cent.
series is
No, do
it.
you remember the 50 Cent
The
tank
tank
tops?
top, I ain't gonna
Oh
lie.
my God.
The G Unit clothing line was it, but no, nothing surprised me because I actually studied the
Diet
music
shop.
business to the T, so I know what goes on. You know, which is why I go with my approach. I got 2 different distribution deals right now.
Okay.
Shout out Empire.
No, that's our
Shout
joke.
out
We
Empire.
keep it
Okay.
loose.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
Art.
inside
D
is all
Roller.
day.
What's
Delissi,
happening?
yes, him. But I would say me.
Yeah.
Before we switch over to
Yeah.
that, what surprised me is the pump faking. The pump faking.
Ooh.
These people is out here fooling these people. These people are out here sending a message to the youth, the wrong message to the youth.
Yeah.
They're not speaking. They boasting on trophies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they don't even have.
You know, I grew up in East Oakland before y'all, of course.
Facts.
I grew up in East Oakland in the 1960s and 1970s. I'm glad you mentioned that all black because I was real fortunate to be around when the Black Panther Party was around.
My uncle Bobby Seale, let's go.
That's your uncle?
That's my uncle Bobby Seale,
Okay,
let's go.
much love and respect. Bobby Seale should have been mayor of Oakland.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bobby, Oakland would be a different place.
Yeah.
Oakland would be a whole lot better than Bobby Seale because he knows Oakland. But anyway, we had the police came around during that time. They had recruited racist cops from down south to come and work in Oakland because there was a black power movement going on and there was a black empowerment movement going around. Brothers were treating brothers right. Sisters was treating sisters right, and we was doing the same for each other. We wasn't running around calling bitches and hoes and all this kind of stuff. It was all about respect and about supporting and lifting up each other. I mean, the whole thing about getting that breakfast in the morning, that was that idea of the Black Panther Party, that free school breakfast in the morning.
Yes,
The
that's
Black
where
Panther
I heard.
started-
That's where it came
Yeah.
I got that story firsthand from one of the participants in the program.
Yeah, it wasn't like we had to do a scientific study. No, it was the thing like, look, if you eat well in the morning, you're gonna be able to get in there and do your work and be smart. But you know, they didn't want that, so they came. These racist cops come through. They used to roll up on us and say, "What y'all little niggas up to?" They used to throw me in the back of the car, drive me around, cuss me out, drop me off somewhere, and of course, a lot of other people got beat. They tried to take your father down the alley one time. And your grandmother run down the alley and stop the police from messing them up down the alley one time. I mean, you know, it's mad real on the streets of Oakland.
And that's in the
It's just the way it
dub.
That's
is.
not even that long ago either.
No, and that's really not that long ago. You know, somebody got shot and died right next to the house on 21st Avenue. I don't even think you were born yet, though.
My granddad house.
But your Uncle
27.
Tyron was out there with him. He said, "We trying to get you some help, man. You know, mom's and them, your auntie up in there." Yeah. But you know,
Shout out to Lindsay.
but yeah,
Shout out
you
the
know,
Dubs, man. It's
Just let
heritage.
me- let
It's
me go
culture
ahead.
in the Dubs.
Yeah, but hey, you know, that's just what happens in the streets of Oakland. So, what do you guys hope to accomplish in your career?
I'm gonna let you start first.
No, we still need to know. We heard
Lil Bear.
nickname. I still
Nickname.
need Lil Bear to
Oh, okay.
hit us with.
Oh, okay.
So being around, I was always the youngest. I always wanted to be around the older ones and stuff like that, and the older ones always embraced me. You feel me? I don't know for what reason or whatever. You feel me? I ain't even gonna try to figure out why. But I was always Lil Bear. Like, you feel me? Everybody like it wasn't Bear. You feel me? My name is Bear. I've been Bear since birth, but it was always Lil Bear. You feel me? Because I was always younger. And then the rubber band part. I was 12 years old and it was my birthday. And I had went into the smoke shop, you feel me? Used to buy the fake Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Went into that smoke shop. And then I had went and bought some 5s and some Air Force 1s and a couple white tees or whatever. But I whipped out a stack, my dad, you know what I'm saying? You know how he carry a bunch of loose everything, 5s, 1s, and he'd
Brother
give it
was
all
a
to
very
you.
generous man.
Very generous, you know what I'm saying? He had hit me off real proper, like with a bunch of loose everything. So I whipped out my stack. And he was like, "Oh, Rubber Band Man."
Oh, okay.
Before Tip.
Before Tip.
Before Tip.
Before
Yeah, I was young as hell. My
Before
12th birthday, you
Tip,
feel me?
man.
So it's like Rubber Band Man. And I was like, okay, for sure. The Arabian dude, though. So I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking with that. You feel me? Little Bear Rubber Band. That's how I mashed it up.
And you can tell he's going to be famous because you go and look across here. I don't want to dog on anyone, but the person who is always the biggest celebrity has two things. They never don't look at the camera when they're doing something, and they have the biggest head.
Hey.
It's you and me with the
He
biggest heads here.
always
And
had the biggest
I stare at the
head,
camera.
biggest smile.
Hey, he used to make fun of me all the time. We was in Great Mall. He used to make fun of me because I walk with my chest out.
Like this.
He came up to me and he grabbed my back and he grabbed my
just
stomach.
trying
He
to
was like,
balance
bro, like, you feel me? He cool, man.
And there's a third hidden one you guys can't really see. He has the nails of a man that's never done anything.
Shout out to my
hard.
dad. It's hereditary. You know, my dad had long nails.
Yep.
So
Especially
those are
things
I don't
so
do
easy to
manual
show.
labor fingers right there. That's
He ain't playing.
I like it.
Thank you.
Keep it OG.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nothing came through this time around from SAS, but a big shout out, of course, to the Safe Accessible Solution. We
Safe
do
Accessible.
want to.
They didn't not come. Let me
It's just one of
clarify.
those things. It just
I
didn't
am
work out
busy
tonight.
as fuck, and Safe Accessible Solutions is
So
halfway
you
across
gonna-
town.
You gonna fall on the sword for it.
I don't know what to tell you. That King Arthur movie sucked too. So, but speaking of falling on
Bro, I
swords,
just heard about that on the podcast. We was in the Uber. Remember we was listening about that shit, bro?
I got the screener for that shit fest of a movie, and then I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And
I mean, is that your
That's my
must see?
must-see.
Something we do in this program. I want to get to two more questions before we let
Yeah.
y'all go. But do you got your must sees and must not
Yeah.
sees? Something we do
Must
in the
see is
program
easy. It's
every
Guardians of the Galaxy. I told
Okay.
you guys on the
We're going
last
on.
episode. I was like,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think it'll be good. Go watch it. I went and saw it. I did a poll on Twitter. I asked the 40,000 people what they thought we should watch or what we should do while watching it, whether it's acid, some weed, some alcohol.
Acid.
And you guys voted unanimously for weed and alcohol, so I got drunk and stoned and watched it.
I would have
And
said acid. That's trippy.
my vote was acid too, but there was only 27 acid votes. There was like 400 weed votes.
You
So I
know
was
what
like,
it is, bro?
420.
We need to get back to that 60s era when people were really just about being free and spiritual.
Psychedelics, microdosing.
Psychedelics?
We talked about
Yeah, we had this
microdosing
on the last
last
episode. We sat here and talked about LSD for I don't know how long. It was
My
fun.
Our last
Look, look,
episode
look.
was fire.
We went to the mountains to go check out some bud one day, and my cousin to this day still has a foil like square of some LSD that this old farmer gave him.
That
To this
LSD
day.
will send you back to 1970.
It's been sitting there for like 9 months at this point, almost a year.
Normally, acid degrades over time. If you get it from a stoner farmer up in the mountains in foil, it actually grows and gets stronger over time. It becomes more acid.
We gonna be really fucked up when it's time to do
Oh,
it.
God.
More city.
So this is
Gar-
easy. You don't need to even go into that even too deep.
Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Lil Bear. We gotta check this dude's music out. I mean, this is. I don't have a must.
Absolutely.
I don't have a must not see.
Facts.
We just gotta
Okay,
watch.
fine. No must not see because everything we got here today, we want.
It's
we
too
want to see.
positive. We're keeping it positive.
Exactly.
Definitely, that's what it's about. Oh, your question.
Yeah.
What is the purpose about in doing this?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about.
All black. Let's get
You
it.
said must see.
Yeah, I want to know what you hope to accomplish.
Oh,
in
yes,
this, in this business, in this industry.
I just want to make timeless music. I just want to make
Timeless
timeless
music.
music.
There you go.
I just want to be a good
That's a
person.
solid
I
answer.
don't want to
Yeah.
hop on wax and
For a
stuff.
musician, timeless music is a solid answer.
I just want to make timeless music.
Yeah,
I just
that
wanna be
sounds
savage.
like.
Where can we
That-
find some of your music?
You can catch me on SoundCloud, Apple Music, YouTube.
We're gonna put all the SoundCloud links and all that stuff out too, for sure.
Oh, by the way, the cut in the background, that's cut bullshit, right?
No.
that's
That's some
that's
old. That's some little bear. The game chose
Oh,
me.
okay.
The
main
first.
company was playing.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
So-
Yeah.
Spencer
That's it.
Stevens.
Yes, that's
that's
the man behind
that's
the
the
track.
one that got me. That's
Yeah.
that's the one, the master over here.
the
That's
man
the one
behind
that got me. And you see, iTunes, YouTube,
You look
Tidal,
like a
Spotify.
2017.
That's where you
Everywhere.
find it.
Everywhere they sell music, you gonna
Yeah,
find
yeah,
all
You
of
find it
us.
everywhere. You
Always
can't
do.
miss it. You can't miss it.
He don't give everybody beats.
What do you hope to accomplish in this business?
I look to I look to a lot of people as inspirational. You know what I'm saying? What I've always done is use people as templates throughout my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I look at people like Akon, who's doing the work he's doing in Africa, powering over 80 million homes. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a power source. Period. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Because I plan to settle in Africa when it's time to fall down and everything like that.
Open up,
you know what I'm saying? But things of that nature, things when you know, like Alicia Keys, how she has those hospitals, and I don't want to mess it up, but whatever country she has those hospitals in. She's like doing a lot of work. She's funding those out of her own pocket. And I was watching the podcast. Shout out Noriega. He got Drink Champs or whatever. Swiss Beats was on there. He said they went to that country or whatever. And they was in the hospital. He asked her like, "Why are all your pictures up everywhere? They must really love you out here." So she's like, "No, this is one of my hospitals. I got 3 of them out here."
Wow. See, and that's the kind of stuff you don't even hear on the news. You don't hear.
Exactly.
Not just on the news. I honestly, not just because they're here. When have you heard anybody talk about timeless music, making like for hospital, like as inspiration?
They too
It's
busy
just- you
talking
hear about
about this
fame.
crack movie.
Yeah, they
You hear
too
about
busy
fame
talking
and,
about
like,
man.
bullshit.
Hey,
The
bro,
crack movie.
come to where the grass is greener, man. Come to the other side, man. We're gonna treat you right, man. Don't be scared.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Spencer.
Lil Bear president.
What do you want to accomplish in this business ultimately?
The sky's the limit for me.
There you go.
You know, no door.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm through doors.
Yeah, it's like you're constantly looking past yourself, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, just pushing that music past yourself.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, I did it beautiful yesterday. I ain't gonna sell myself short.
You don't have
It's beautiful.
tattoos, huh?
No
But
tattoos.
today is a new
Never.
day.
So much in the future.
Today is a new
So
day.
much in the
He's never-
future.
It's a
he's-
new
So much in the
day.
future.
He's never satisfied.
If you talk to somebody that's an overthinker who their brain never shuts off, anything that's permanent scares them. No,
Man.
I don't fuck with permanent.
Last question. If you could collaborate with anybody right now, this second, Lil Bear, who would it be?
Little Richard.
Okay.
Please,
That's crazy.
Solid answer.
I'm going
I was
to.
gonna say
I'm
that.
going
my
to
idol.
the grave. I don't know. I swear if I'm wrong, I apologize.
That's a hell of an
I'll
answer.
strike
You
down.
play piano. Go ahead, Albert.
Let him go.
Yeah.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh, okay. That's all good.
Pendergrass.
Love TKO.
Yeah.
Come on over to
Man,
my
y'all-
place.
Talking
You
about
get so
love
much
TKO.
space.
Y'all young men
The
with old souls and
stylistics.
stuff.
Now let me grab the stylistics. I used to
Listen,
clean up
Lil
to that
Richard
after I got a
is
whooping.
an idol.
Wow,
He's
yeah.
an idol. He's
Little
Richard, man.
Richard.
If you guys don't
one of
make it, the
curators
game's
of rock
rigged.
and roll.
Come on,
Definitely.
For sure. Who would you want to work with? You just want to be you, right?
I just want to be.
Yeah, see, that I kind of.
Spencer's like, I'd like to work with
He's like the man at his
34-year-old
Mac would
version of
just do their
myself.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd
the
like
man
to
at
go
his
to the
Mac would just
future and work
just
with
do their
me.
thing.
Man.
Ask Spence to send you some beats and watch what he do. You're never gonna get him.
Nah, you wanna know
He's
why?
like, nah. I'm
Can't
good.
put a price on that,
Hey,
but boy.
this has been beautiful having y'all on the Harmony Lab. Last shots, all black.
Thank you for this game. Nah, period. Thank you for this game. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm Who Is All Black
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Where can we find you on everything?
I'm 20 Second Ways on Twitter. And actually, you can find me outside. I'm in every traffic. I'm at
All you gotta do is
stoplights.
go look.
I'm at Walgreens, Walmart, my favorite
See.
store. I'm in there.
All you
I'm
gotta do is go
everywhere.
there.
I'm with LeBear. I'm with Spencer Stevens.
Yeah,
But I
see.
gotta go.
All black
And,
and
and
shiny.
if you even think it's him, just yell all black to somebody. See
Yeah.
how it goes for you.
Right.
Just see how it goes for you.
Family, young
With no
family
shame.
right here. Where can I find you?
Find me on
Oh,
Instagram
everybody.
at Lil Bear Rubber Band, LulBearRubband. And on Twitter, same thing, got Lil Bear Rubber Band. And you can just find me on iTunes,
In
Apple
public
Music,
parks,
Spotify,
fires.
anywhere where they sell music.
He's the littlest of all
Yeah,
bears.
L. Don't forget it's L-U-L.
L-U-L,
L-U-L,
LaBelle.
yeah.
LaBelle, like that. And shout out my uncle for blessing us, and
Shout out
my man right here for letting us come on the show, man. Really appreciate it for you welcoming us
They got
into your
nothing
establishment. They gave us dog, they gave us water, they let us smoke, roll up, you know what I'm saying?
Gang.
Man, that's love out
I
here.
came for the game.
Shout out Sacktown.
We got Oakland well represented, y'all. Well represented tonight.
Oakland.
Thank you so much, young
Sure.
man, for coming and blessing us.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
really appreciate it. For sure. Hey, listen, we're gonna see you either Sunday on Mother's Day or Tuesday next week. Harmony Lounge, episode 81.
We're 81, so we'll see you guys. We'll either be back in a few days. We got to decide, see what family says.
Yeah, we'll see.
If we get the
But
okay.
we will be back. That's
Either
all
way,
we
this
do.
episode was so awesome.
You know why it was
we
so
may just
awesome?
wait till Tuesday.
You know why it was so awesome?
Tell us
Because it's Oakland Raiders, Tim Brown,
Oh, my
81,
goodness.
P. Bye,
Oh, my
gotta
goodness.
go. God damn it.
It's the only episode I'm gonna let all this Oakland Raiders
Yeah,
shit.
because I'm ashy, so I got the Raiders tatted on me. Hello, shout out Marshawn Lynch, boy.
Shout
You
out
already know what
Marshawn.
time it is.
Yes.
I
Shout
ain't
out
lived in
Marshawn.
Oakland. Hey,
Davis.
listen, I ain't lived in Oakland for almost 30 years, and you know what my heart
Keep
is.
this set.
Yeah.
He brings his large fanny pack
You're
everywhere
right.
with
I
him.
Shout
bring my
out
little baby
916.
backpack with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Because it's got the
9162.
Raiders
Shout out my boy Mazzy.
Shout out Miles.
We'll see
You
y'all.
see, we got this red on.
I gotta
And,
go.
Okay.
Turn that up.
Yeah, you can get a
Oh
massage to
my
that.
God, it's over.
That's what you're doing right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we like
She's
to end the
she's
episode
like, you can turn that up
harmoniously.
right now.
Oh my God, he just kicked it off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up that Guardians of the Galaxy shit behind
Thank
us
you,
right
Oh
Mike.
now.
my
Thank you,
God,
Mike.
this is my choice. That
Beautiful.
was wonderful.